Hi,
Hello.
we're back.
Yes.
Just like we said we would be.
We are here.
Yes.
Back to check in on more mindfulness stuff.
Yes.
These DBT skills that we keep talking about.
Yeah, so we're going to move forward and we're going to talk about mindfulness, and we're going to give a skill today that is actually in mindfulness and in de-stress tolerance.
Right.
But definitely can be used in mindfulness that we think would be really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, we just want to remind all of you to observe all the rules of participating in Hope Speaks,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Hopefully you're having a wonderful, almost spring.
Getting there with some snow potentially in the forecast as we near the end of February.
Yes.
Last day of February today.
It is, and you and I were just talking about how crazy it is, how much is snowing in California.
I know. Yeah.
Right?
I have family in California, and the pictures I've seen are wild.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
I can't either, and we have family there too, and it's just like the world's kind of doing that crazy thing where there's going to be different weather and climate all over the world, right?
Yeah.
I know that's not our topic for the day, but we were just talking about that a few minutes
Side
ago.
note.
Yeah,
This is how we talk anyway, going down tangents.
Yeah.
All right, so we are here for mindfulness, though, right?
Yes.
And we did, a few weeks ago, we kind of had some in-between videos and talks since then.
Mm-hmm.
But we talked about the real kind of core of mindfulness, which is attentional control. Really trying to be present in your moment. And what we did then, just real quick summary, is defining your moment, right, to try to really simplify it. We joked it was mindfulness for dummies, right?
Right.
That we all need. So defining our moment. What am I doing now? Like, what am I supposed to be doing in this moment? And doing your best to be intentionally present there.
Exactly.
And rein your mind in when it wanders, because Lord knows it will.
Right.
And rein it back in kind of non-judgmentally here, this moment.
Right.
So very basic.
And how calming that can be when we do that.
Right. How many places does your mind go in just a few minutes? So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So do you want to introduce
Yes.
Yeah.
So 5 senses, as Cornelia mentioned, is both a distress tolerance skill and really can be applied to mindfulness work too.
Right.
And I use this one personally. I love this skill.
It's one of my favorite too.
Yep. My kids know this skill. It's great for emotion regulation, I guess we could call it, in kids, and helping them kind of come back to center. So the idea is that we are doing a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown, and this is as it's traditionally practiced, at least, right?
Right.
So we are using each of our senses as we do that to try to calm our emotion brain, which is on fire.
Right.
So we're using it when we're feeling hot with emotion, on fire with emotion.
Right.
Whether it be anxiety or heavy sadness or fear or anger, whatever it is, big emotion, and our emotion brain's hot. Okay?
Yes.
So when we use our senses, in theory, the brain kind of science behind that is what we're doing is pulling back to middle, grounding ourselves with what's around us and giving attention to that. So kind of our frontal lobe, those parts that are more rational and reasonable, turn back on.
Yes.
Okay.
Quick neuroscience stuff there, right?
And so the quick gist of it, is again a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown, and you could in theory do it in any order you want with the senses, but most traditionally it is 5 things I see. So taking a moment to look for 5 calming things you see, right? You don't want to look for things that are amping your emotion.
And I like that, calming.
Yes. So even in this moment, right, I can look out the window here and see some trees kind of blowing in the wind, okay? And then I would continue my list. I see these trees, I see the clouds moving. 5 things, okay? And then 4, this is an easy one to forget because we want to go to hearing, but it's actually touch. So 4 things that I feel.
Yeah.
And that could be you go get your favorite soft blanket. For a kid, it might be, or an adult even, your favorite stuffed animal.
Right. I actually have one myself. So
but it can also be, if you're like in your car and you doing this, which you totally can, it can be drawing your attention to the fact that you feel your shoes on your feet. Because your brain forgets that, right? And it adapts to it. And the idea is that it's calming and turning back on this part of your brain over here. So even if it's something like, you feel my shirt, right? You can feel my hair, whatever. It's using that sense. Okay? The third one is hearing. 3 things I hear. Okay. two things. These last two feel silly, but they're just as important for reactivating this part of your brain,
right,
grounding you. So, two things I smell, one thing I taste. So, smell. I've had people say, I don't know what to smell. So, gosh, I smell my shampoo.
Yeah,
it smells good. I can smell the lotion on my hands.
Yeah.
I can smell the fresh air outside, the spring air, right? And then taste.
I can smell McDonald's French fries.
Right. I smell my
waiting
coffee.
over to the office.
What's accessible and right here.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then taste. Sometimes if you sip your coffee, you have your favorite whatever right there in front of you. Maybe a mint or a piece of gum from your bag.
Correct. Yep.
Right. And it's paying attention, not mindlessly. We're doing mindfulness. So.
Right.
To that, like to the minty taste, right?
Yes.
I taste this gum right now, which sounds a little silly to say, but putting attention to that.
Correct.
That's
Absolutely.
what mindfulness is. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And all of these tools and skills can definitely be altered to something that works for somebody else and makes them comfortable, right? And so I'm going to give kind of a different version of that. That's not wrong, it's just different, and something that you can use in different ways. So this is one that I've used a lot with teenagers because they're getting ready to take a test. They're sitting in a classroom at school. You mentioned being in the car, getting ready to do a job interview, and your nerves are getting out of control.
That's that emotion brain that we were talking about, on fire.
That's on fire, totally out of control, totally freaking out, sitting here, I've got the exam in front of you. What can I do? And so I kind of use the 5 senses, and I tell the person to go through each one time and then loop right back around and start back over with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So not 5 what you can see, just one, right? So I'm in this classroom right now, I'm getting ready to take this test. What is something that I've noticed that I've never noticed before sitting in here? Sometimes I actually put a spiritual spin on it. I'm in the car, I'm driving, I'm in traffic. What is something in God's world that I haven't paid attention to lately with my eyes, right? It was the last time I really looked at the birds. When have I seen the ducks in the pond
how
over here?
Often do we miss Mount Rainier?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Exactly, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And then the 4, of course, is what am I touching, right? The leather seat in my car. I can feel my bum in this hard seat at this desk getting ready to take this test. My hands, I'm holding the pencil, right? And then, of course, what's something that I'm hearing right now that I don't normally hear? Well, I'm in school and I never think about it, but I can actually hear the highway. I can hear the highway in the distance, right? I can hear some birds. I hear the kids laughing out in the hallway, whatever it is, right? And then once again, what can I smell right now that I don't usually smell? And then the taste piece. And then I tell people, loop it, do it all over again, go through that whole scenario again until you find yourself coming to a place of calm before you get ready to take that test. Right? Nobody knows you're doing it.
Right. That's such a good point, and a really, either way that you do it or if you make it your own, a good point about this skill is you can do it anywhere and nobody knows you are.
Exactly.
Just like you said.
Exactly. You know, you're sitting outside getting ready to get called in for an interview or whatever it may be, and you can just do that in that room that you're in to kind of calm you and center you before going in and having to have this conversation in the car in traffic, right? Even at home at night, you're getting ready to go to bed, right? Laying there and just kind of taking all that in to just calm yourself, because sometimes we're thinking about that entire day and how crazy it is.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. And I like how you said to calm yourself, because this is a grounding skill.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Like we said before, when you use your senses, you're grounding yourself in reality.
Right.
And our emotions tend to pull us away from that, from what's real and actually in front of us. And when we're tending to our emotion too much, it grows, right? And especially anxiety, the more you tend it, if you're anxious for your interview and you're tending to that, it grows in the anxiety.
Yeah.
When you use this silent skill, like 5 senses, you're grounding yourself and not tending to the anxiety. You're pulling yourself in the other direction.
Exactly. And just a basic, once again, mindfulness for dummies, right? Once again, the brain does not multitask. And so whatever you are focusing in on, that's what it's going to go all in.
Yeah.
Right? And so that, like exactly what you said, instead of focusing on spiraling out about my anxiety or what I'm stressed out about, if I focus my brain on doing this game, if you want to call it that, or this task, my brain's going to go all in, and I'm going to start to feel different and centered.
Centered, grounded.
Yeah.
Don't we
Grounded.
want that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So that was it. And hopefully that was simple. And hopefully you can practice it. Give it a try and see how it works. And you can alter it and change it for yourself. This is Hope Speaks. I'm Cornelia.
Jesse.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.